What are you carrying right now? I don't mean in your hands, but in your mind. The worry about that deadline at work. The argument you keep replaying with a loved one. The anxiety about what the future holds. We carry these thoughts with us all day, and then we wonder why we feel so completely exhausted. But what if the solution to this crushing weight wasn't to solve all your problems at once, but simply to change how you hold them? There's a deceptively simple Zen lesson, taught with nothing more than a glass of water, that holds the secret to releasing the stress that's weighing you down. Today, we're going to explore this profound teaching known as the weight of the glass. It's a lesson so simple you can grasp it in 60 seconds, but so powerful it can change the entire landscape of your inner world. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you won't just understand why you feel so stressed. You will have a tangible physical practice to put the weight down anytime you choose. Imagine this. A Zen teacher walks onto a stage to begin a lecture. He raises a glass of water and asks the audience, "How heavy is this glass of water?" People start shouting out answers. 8 ounces, 12 ounces, maybe a pound. She smiles and replies, "The absolute weight doesn't matter. What matters is how long I hold it. If I hold it for a minute," she says, "it's quite light, no problem at all. If I hold it for an hour, my arm will start to ache. It will feel heavy and uncomfortable. If I hold it for an entire day," she continues, "my arm will feel numb, cramped and paralyzed. I'll probably have to drop it." She pauses, letting that sink in. In each case, the weight of the glass itself did not change, but the longer I held it, the heavier it became. Then she looks out at the audience. Your worries, your stresses, your anxieties, they are like this glass of water. Think about them for a little while and nothing happens. Think about them a bit longer and they begin to hurt. And if you think about them all day long, you will feel paralyzed, incapable of doing anything else. The only way to find relief is to put the glass down. This isn't just a clever metaphor, it's a diagnostic tool for your own life. Think about it. What's in your glass of water today? For many of us, it's a worry about work. Held for a minute while you plan your day, it's a light, productive thought. But when you hold it for 8 straight hours, replaying a mistake, dreading a meeting, agonizing over a deadline, it becomes a crushing weight. Your arm aches. You can't focus. The work itself suffers because you're spending more energy holding the worry than actually doing the work. For others, the glass is filled with a relationship conflict. You have a disagreement with your partner. If you hold that thought for the 5 minutes it takes to talk it through, it's manageable. But if you hold it all day, replaying their words, building a case against them in your mind, stewing in resentment, that glass becomes unbearably heavy. By the time you see them again, your arm is paralyzed. You can't connect, you can't listen, you can only feel the weight of it all. The glass could be a health concern, a financial uncertainty, or regret about something in the past. The specific content doesn't matter as much as the duration you hold it. The problem isn't that you have worries. We all do. The problem is that we think we're supposed to carry them without rest all day long. What the Zen teacher is describing is a psychological process called rumination. This is the scientific term for what it feels like to hold the glass all day. Rumination is the act of compulsively focusing on the symptoms of our distress and on its possible causes and consequences instead of its solutions. It's the mind getting stuck in a loop. Imagine a record player with the needle stuck in a scratch. The same painful notes play over and over again. That's your mind when you ruminate on a worry. You aren't problem-solving, you are just re-experiencing the pain over and over, which actually reinforces the neural pathways of anxiety in your brain. The Zen lesson of putting the glass down is a direct antidote to rumination. But here's the key. It is not about ignoring the problem. Notice the teacher didn't say, throw the glass away or pretend the water isn't there. She said, put it down. This implies you can pick it up again later, and this distinction is critical. Putting it down means creating designated worry-free zones in your day. It's an intentional act of mental scheduling. You might decide, okay, I will pick this worry up and think about it for 15 minutes at 5 p.m. But for the next 2 hours, I'm putting the glass down on the table and my mind will be free. Now, for this to work, it needs to be more than just an idea. It needs to be a practice you can feel in your body. So let's create a simple physical ritual to help you put the glass down right now. Step 1. Identify the weight. When you feel that familiar ache of anxiety or worry, pause. Ask yourself, what is the water in my glass right now? Name the specific worry. For example, my glass is filled with my upcoming presentation. Be precise. Step 2. Find your table. Look around you and find a physical object to be your mental table. It could be your actual desk, a coaster, a bookshelf, or even a spot on the floor. This anchors the mental act in physical reality, making it so much more powerful. Step 3. The physical act of release. Now, perform the ritual. Hold your hand out in front of you, palm up, as if you are literally holding that glass of water. Feel its symbolic weight for just a moment. Then, with a conscious intention, physically move your hand over to your table and turn your palm down, as if you are placing the glass firmly on its surface. As you do this, take a slow, deep exhale and say to yourself, I am putting this down for now. Step 4. Schedule its return. This part is optional but incredibly powerful. To truly convince your anxious mind to let go, give it a specific time when it's allowed to pick the glass back up. I will pick this up at 6 p.m. Or I will deal with this tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. This reassures your brain that the problem isn't being abandoned, it's just being rested. This allows you to experience the relief of an empty hand and a clear mind, even if just for a little while. Practice this ritual. The first time, it might feel a little silly, but the 10th time, it will feel like a superpower. You are training your mind, one repetition at a time, that you are in control of what you carry. Remember, your peace is not found in a life without problems, but in the skill of knowing when to carry them and when to put them down. If you're ready to master this skill, subscribe to ZenWonders. We put down our worries together every single day. For our reflection today, in the comments, simply write, I've put my glass down. It is a declaration to yourself and a signal to this community that you are choosing a moment of peace right now. Let's see how many of us can find that relief together. Thank you for your practice.